up, y'all? It's your girl Iamtlouise, and you are tuned in to Twisted 20s. Today's podcast episode is sponsored by my company, Passion to Paper Academy, where we specialize in branding services for small businesses. And you can check out some of our services at passiontopaperacademy.com. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Twisted 20s. Listen, I just want to say thank you to you guys getting Twisted 20s up to 1,000 plays. I actually think it's at like 1,118 plays at this point. And I'm just so grateful. I'm so thankful for each and every person that has listened to Twisted 20s, that has shared Twisted 20s. You guys just do not understand how much it means to me that Twisted 20s is being heard by this many people. I'm so blessed. I'm so thankful that you guys are being able to receive the things that are needed to be received. And it's just truly a blessing. So today's episode, you guys, I'm going to be talking about letting go of the things that no longer serve your purpose. Along the path of discovering your purpose and finding yourself, the person that God has created you to be, you cannot take certain things with you, and relationships are going to fall, and all types of things are going to have to be let go. And sometimes it's very difficult, but I think today's episode is going to be well needed, and I'm excited to where God is going to take this episode. So with that being said, you guys, we are going to go ahead and get into today's podcast episode. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Twisted 20s. I'm so excited to be doing this podcast episode, particularly because this is something that I really struggled with when I first came to terms with what my purpose was and what it was that I felt like God needed me to be doing in this time. And so if you guys listen to the first episode of this season, these are my confessions, then you know that I had an addiction to marijuana. So there are two things that I feel like, I won't even say two things, maybe like three things that I was struggling to let go of that really didn't serve my purpose. And so the first thing was my addiction to marijuana. That was something that, an addiction that's had a stronghold on me for many years. I want to say since high school, maybe like my junior year of high school. So like 2014, 2015-ish. Is when I started, when I was first introduced to marijuana. But it never really became what I would consider an addiction. Maybe till college, maybe like college, when I really first experienced depression, was when I was in college. When I came home from college after my mom got sick, experienced depression. And then after my mom passed is when it really became like a top 10, level 10 addiction to me in my life. Like it was something that I needed to have every single day. And so that for me was something that was so hard for me to let go of, but it didn't serve my purpose. It was the one thing that God kept telling me, you're going to have to let this go. You're going to have to let this go. I'm trying to elevate you. You're going to have to let this go. Another thing, another reason why I feel like I had to let it go was because I couldn't hear God clearly. If my brain and my mind is high all day, how can I hear him? Like once I really was able to really like detox from all the weed I had been smoking, and my brain and my mind actually became clear and free of mental haze and fog, I really was like, wow, I've been missing out on a lot. I used to be such a creative person. My passion is writing. My passion is anything to do with film. Of course, that's why I have a podcast, things like that. So it used to be a point where I used to be able to open my computer up and I would just write for hours. And I know that, and I never really think of anything. Like I just type and I just would go and go and go and go. And it got to a point where I wasn't even able to do that. So it's like I was losing all my creativity when it came to my podcast. I wasn't understanding what ideas I needed to put out. I wasn't doing anything. And after my mom passed, and I moved to another state, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. And I moved to Atlanta, I started hanging around people who um individuals who shared the same trauma that I had. So we were both sharing that suppression and depression and things like that. And so it got even heavier. That addiction got heavier. I was smoking all day, every day. I'm talking about sun up to sundown, like literally. And then I would sleep all day. So I never really had time to pursue my passions. I never had time to pursue the things that God needed me to pursue. And so when I heard him telling me, I need you to let this go, I'm trying to elevate you, it's still, I still, I still didn't let it go. I still didn't let it go. It took me, I think, 3 or 4, maybe even 5 more times after that to actually let it go. And the day that I actually chose to let it go, my brother and I, if you listen to episode 1, you know that was a activity that him and I used to do together all the time, every day, all day. And when I let it go that day, honestly, me and my brother's relationship changed. And because I let that go, because it didn't serve my purpose, that relationship went with it. Unfortunately, when you are on the path, once you really choose to decide to do the things that God has called you to do, there are going to be people in your life that are not, it's not that they're hating on you. It's not that they're mad at you. It's just simply because they don't understand what you're doing, and they don't understand why you could let go of something that you used to enjoy doing or you used to love to do. Because if you had asked me last year, I love smoking weed. I love to get high. Like that would have been my response. But now I don't love it. Like, weed was my idol. I was treating weed like it was my God. And I had a bad trip one night, and I had a bad trip one night, and I literally was throwing up in the toilet. And I felt the presence of God so heavy, y'all. I felt the presence of God so heavy. And I can smile about this because even after this, I still was really hesitant with letting it go. I did ease up some, but I smile about it because God still was calling me. So it's like I really understood that even though we do some of the worst things, even though we are still disobedient, God still wants to use us. God still will call you, okay? Like, that's how I really know that I'm really meant to do something. I may not understand completely what it is, but I just know that it's meant for me to do something, because why else? Why else? Even after I've been defiant, even when I've practically practiced witchcraft, why is it that God still has been calling me? And this is something that I really had to embrace and really have to enjoy. And I felt his presence so heavy in that bathroom that night. I just started crying. And I'm talking about one of those ugly, ugly cries. Like, I was bawling, tears, snot coming down my nose. Like, it was so powerful. It was such a powerful moment. And I felt his presence. And I felt him tell me again, I told you to let this go. I'm trying to elevate you. And that night, I said to myself, okay, I'm going to stop smoking. I still didn't stop. I didn't do it as heavy as I was doing it. I slowed down, but then it started to pick back up again. And what I realized is every single time I would try to slow down and slow down and slow down, it would pick back up. So I had to quit cold turkey. I had to let it go cold turkey. And that was the hardest thing and the easiest thing at the same time. The reason why I say it was the easiest thing was because I had God giving me the strength to not partake in it. But it was hard because my flesh was so used to doing it every single day. So when I would smell it, when I would see things around the house that reminded me of it, my flesh would be raging for it. So that's why I say it was the hardest thing and the easiest thing at the same time. And so there's a few more things that I want to say while I'm doing this podcast. But the tips that I want to give you guys throughout my experience that I have truly learned is The first thing to acknowledging the things that you have to let go of that don't serve your purpose is going to be acknowledging them, even if it hurts, even if it's something that you've been attached to for years, even if it's someone that you've been attached to for years, even if it's family members, your aunties, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins. Even if it hurts, you have to acknowledge, okay, this is something that does not serve my purpose. This is something that God has been telling me to let go of. This is something that God has been telling me not to respond to. That's something that I had to learn, is that I cannot respond to everything. I wanted to be petty every single time my auntie had something to say to me, and I felt like she was picking with me. I had to let that go. So it's not just people and things. It's going to be certain traits that he's going to tell you to let go of, and that he's going to be detoxing you from. The second step to this is to accept the truth. The truth is, it don't serve your purpose. You can try to repaint the situation. You can try to repaint your idea of this person. You can try to repaint and come up with, well, what if I did this? I'm telling y'all from experience. I did this. Oh, well, what if I just slow down? What if I just smoke one blunt a day? You know, you try to come up with something. You try to basically rephrase what God has already told you. He told me to stop. I'm trying to elevate you. And I was trying to, well, what if I just do it once a day? And the reason why I was trying to do that was because I didn't want to let go. It was still something that I love to do and that I like to do, and I didn't want to let it go. But I had to accept and I had to acknowledge those things. And the third thing is going to be understanding the why of letting go. Because oftentimes it's not just the fact that it doesn't serve our purpose. Why do we have to let this go? There's multiple reasons why I had to let weed go. I had to let weed go, one, because I couldn't hear God. I couldn't get directions from him. And 3, it was keeping me bound to depression. It was keeping me bound to negativity. It was keeping me bound to emotions that I needed to be freed from. So whatever it is that you are needing to let go of, what is the reason why you need to let go of it? So there are going to be things that God is going to be asking you to let go of. And honestly, God is not asking. Like, that's the one thing that I've understood. Like, God is not asking. He's going to give you free will. He's going to give you free will. But he's not asking you. He's telling you. Because this is what I've learned, that even though we may be in chapter 8 and 9, or 8 or 9, God is already in chapter 20. So what he's telling you is for your benefit. It's not to harm you. It's not to hold you back. It's not to do any of those things. It's simply to literally elevate your life and to get you to the place that he already sees you in. And that is really something that's going to help you to finally let go of those things. It was so hard for me to really let go of marijuana. It was hard for me to let go of a relationship. It was hard for me to let go of being petty. It was hard for me to let go of an attitude that I had attached to me for so long, because whenever someone gets at me, I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to get you back. You don't have to do that. So there are going to be things that God is going to remove from you, not just people, places, or things. It's going to be traits that you have that are going to be removed because it doesn't serve your purpose. Okay? I hope this episode was a really good episode. I hope you guys are understanding where I'm coming from when I talk about letting go of things that don't serve your purpose. It is so important that you get comfortable with the uncomfortable. Because letting go of things that you are used to having, letting go of people that you are used to having in your life, letting go of traits that you are used to having, it's going to be the hardest and easiest thing that you have ever done. And I'm only speaking from experience, because I understand how it feels to be letting go of things that don't serve your purpose, and to be afraid, and to want to repaint the situation, the flag, the red flag at that, the red flag that God has given you. Do not do that. You're going to, because I did it. But get to a point where that you no longer feel okay with doing it. It's going to get to a point where you're like, okay, this is it. I'm surrendering everything to you, Lord. I'm letting go of everything because it doesn't serve the purpose that you have for my life. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed that I'm able to share my journey with you guys. I'm so grateful that God has placed me in the position to be able to share my experiences that I've been experiencing with you guys. And I just hope this episode is able to reach the person, the individual that it needs to reach. And I pray that you are able to finally let go of those things that have been keeping you bound. And I pray that you are able to actually acknowledge, accept, understand, and finally let go of those things. I love you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel, Iamtlouise on YouTube. I love you guys. Peace, love, and blessings. T. Louise.